Ford has been around since June 1903, making it one of the oldest car companies and one of the most successful. Henry Ford, the brand's founder, was the mastermind behind mass-producing cars. Henry showed an interest in mechanics at a very young age. By the time he was 15, he already constructed his first steam engine. Henry Ford didn't just stop there. On June 16, 1903, Henry and 12 others created Ford Motor Company. The most notable car built by the company was the Model T. At the time, most cars were luxurious novelties, but the Model T was one of the first cars created that was affordable and reliable. 15 million Model Ts were sold, making it one of the best-selling and most famous vehicles in history. The Ford company used assembly lines to mass-produce the Model T. The use of assembly lines reduced the time to produce cars significantly. Before the assembly line, it took around 12 hours to finish, but after it took just under 2 hours. This made it much more efficient to produce cars, allowing Ford to sell millions of vehicles. Since Ford needed many more employees because of assembly lines, they proposed a $5 day, which meant that the factory workers would get double the normal pay rate. Not only did they increase the pay, but they also reduced the workday from 9 to 8 hours. After the deal was announced, more than 10,000 people lined up outside of Ford's factories looking for a job. In an attempt to help the Allies in World War I, Ford produced more than 38,000 Model T cars, ambulances, and trucks. They produced over 7,000 Fordson tractors, 2 types of tanks, 4,000 Liberty airplane engines, and they started to manufacture anti-submarine patrol boats. Not only did Ford manufacture all of these things, but after the war they employed disabled veterans returning from war, making them one of the first companies to hire people with disabilities. Later on, Ford began production of the Ford Tri-Motor planes. The plane was the first airplane used by American early commercial airlines. After the 15th million Model T drove off the assembly line, Ford began perfecting the design of their next car model in 1927. This car was named the 1928 Model A. This car was the first car to incorporate Ford's famous blue oval logo. By 1931, Ford had sold over 5 million Model A's, despite the Great Depression. Ford then introduced the F-Series line of trucks, which were the first post-war truck design. Ford stopped building trucks on car platforms and instead used a purpose-built truck platform. The truck became available in 8 size and weight ratios. The next car was the 1949 Ford, which was the first all-new car designed to come out of Detroit after World War II. With its aerodynamic shape, pontoon fenders, an airplane-inspired spinner grille, and an upgraded V8 engine, the new car was a radical change. In 1957, Ford introduced the Edsel. The car was a tribute to Edsel Ford. Introduced as a recession was beginning in the United States, the Edsel was simply the wrong car for the wrong time. However, the car's highly unique styling makes it a valuable collector's car to this day. Then, in 1964, the Ford Mustang went on sale. The Mustang came to define the pony car class with its combination of a long hood, short deck, affordable price, and customization options. The Mustang was a huge success, and today it remains one of the fastest-selling vehicles in history. In 1980, Philip Caldwell succeeded Henry Ford II. Caldwell was the first non-Ford family member to become chairman and CEO of Ford. Ford then revolutionized automotive design with the Taurus. The Taurus's aerodynamic jelly bean body style broke tradition with the boxy sedan shapes of the time, helping the car become one of Ford's most popular vehicles ever. The car was an important part of the World War shift in automotive design. In 1986, Ford introduced the modular assembly line at its St. Louis assembly plant. The modular assembly line made use of automated assembly lines to produce vehicle sub-assemblies. The sub-assemblies were then added to the main assembly line. Today, most Ford plants use modular assembly lines. Ford then introduced the Explorer in 1990. While doing so, Ford helped launch the domestic SUV market. As SUVs became popular substitutes for family sedans, station wagons, and vans, the Explorer became one of Ford's most successful vehicles. In 1996, Ford produced the Ford Ranger electric vehicle. With lead-acid batteries, regenerative braking, and a 700-pound payload rating, the Ranger EV was a forerunner to today's electric vehicles and hybrid energy systems. In 2004, Ford introduced the GT as its premium sports car. The mid-engine 550-horsepower Ford GT was inspired by the legendary GT40 race cars that dominated the 24 hours of Le Mans from 1966 to 1969. In 2006, Alan Mullaney became Ford's president and CEO. Under Mullaney, Ford didn't just weather the financial crisis of 2008 as the only American auto manufacturer to avoid receiving a government bailout loan. In 2014, Mark Fields succeeded Alan Mulally as Ford's president and CEO. Fields is committed to building momentum around the One Ford plan through product excellence and instilling a spirit of innovation throughout the company. Ford's Smart Mobility LLC was created in 2016 with a focus on changing the way the world moves. Ford's Smart Mobility takes the company to the next level in connectivity, mobility, autonomous vehicles, customer experience, and analytics. This includes the launch of the more intuitive Sync 3 system on Ford and Lincoln vehicles. Jim Hackett became Ford's CEO in 2017 and is still the CEO to this day. He is also a member of the company's board of directors. Ford's history isn't just a lesson in business. It's a testament to how one company can reshape entire industries and leave a mark on the fabric of society. And as long as Ford continues to innovate and adapt, its story will continue to be written.